Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today's Tuesday, a beautiful day to dissect some absolutely unhinged television. Grab your snacks and your emotional support blankets, because we have so much to talk about and I am literally vibrating with energy. We need to get straight into it because my brain is actively melting. Oh my god. I'm screaming. I literally cannot even deal right now with what Lulu just did. Okay, but listen. I was eating my dinner, literally just chewing my pasta, and I choked. Had to pause and text my friend immediately because Lulu just walked right into Sonny Corinthos' house and dropped the biggest nuclear bomb of the entire summer. She just straight up told Sonny that Jason did not shoot WSB director Ross Cullum on the pier that night. My jaw dropped. I mean, we all knew this, right? We knew Jason took the fall because he's Jason and he literally sacrifices himself for everyone. But to see Lulu actually say the words out loud to Sonny? Unhinged. And wait, it gets crazier. She tells him that Rocco was the one who pulled the trigger. Rocco Falconeri, her own son, Sonny's grandson. The audacity of this whole situation is just blowing my mind. Why would she do that right now? Sonny is just standing there looking completely stunned, which is insane by the way because Sonny usually knows everything, but he was totally in the dark about his own teenage grandson shooting a corrupt WSB director. I forgot to mention earlier, but Jason literally went to a WSB black site in Jakarta, Indonesia, and got tortured and basically got severe PTSD to protect Rocco. Jason gave up his freedom, broke Danny's heart, and let everyone think he was a criminal again, just so Rocco wouldn't go to jail. And don't even get me started on Danny. Danny has been spiraling for months, yelling at Rocco at the Metro Court pool, breaking into the WSB, and aggressively cornering Rocco demanding he turn himself in. Danny even defended Jason in the PCPD interrogation room. And now Jason is back in Port Charles for the 16,000th episode, and he's changed forever. He sat next to Dr. Tristan Roberts on the flight home having severe nightmares. So why is Lulu suddenly confessing this to Cullum is dead. The man is literally deceased after the massive climax on Spoon Island where Jocelyn Jacks basically took him down. Rocco is safe. Is she worried Rocco is still going to face charges? I'm calling it now. This is going to end badly. Sonny is going to lose his mind trying to protect Rocco. Or maybe he's going to use this as leverage. I don't even know anymore. Mark my words, this family drama is about to explode. Sonny is already dealing with so much, like his secret affair with ADA Justine Turner and the whole Jen Sidwell mess, and now he has to process that his teenage grandson is a shooter. I'm dead. I am actually deceased. Okay, wait. Before that happened, actually, we need to talk about Willow Kane. I can't breathe. I am actually hyperventilating over the sheer audacity of this. She needs to get it together, I swear. So Willow tracks down Harrison Chase at the Quartermaine mansion. Yes, Chase. Her ex. The guy who is currently married to Brooke Lynn and fostering baby Phoebe. And what does she do? She asks him if he wants to take a mini getaway trip to Washington, D.C. With her. I'm yelling at my screen. What is wrong with her? She is literally married to Drew Kane, who by the way just woke up from his locked-in syndrome and his first word was her name spoken with pure venom, but she doesn't know that yet. She thinks Drew is still paralyzed because she's been dosing him. So she's just waltzing around town, trying to whisk Chase away on a romantic or friendly trip to D.C. Not okay. The audacity. I'm done. And don't even get me started on Brooke Lynn. Brooke Lynn is going to literally murder her. Chase just had a super deep, intense conversation with Brooke Lynn about how his lingering friendship with Willow is negatively affecting their marriage. Brooke Lynn is already spiraling because she literally framed Willow for Jordan Ashford's hit-and-run crash. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, Brooke Lynn used Brick to Dr. Willow's GPS to make her look guilty, all to get Chase to hate Willow. And now Willow is showing up at the Q house asking Chase to go on a vacation? If Brooke Lynn finds out, she is going to absolutely lose her mind. Chase looks so shocked. Like, are you serious right now, Willow? General Hospital spoilers say Chase is going to politely decline, probably using baby Phoebe as an excuse, which is honestly the only smart thing he's done all year. Willow's gonna have an unpleasant realization that she can't just snap her fingers and get Chase. She claimed she only wanted friendship. But come on, we all know what she wants. She wants the safety of Chase because her life with Drew is a toxic mess. But Chase is choosing his wife. Finally. But wait, I have to circle back to the Drew of it all because it is so dramatic. Willow is packing her bags in her mind for DC, while Drew is sitting in a hospital bed, fully able to talk, plotting her absolute demise. Drew was a Navy SEAL. He was trapped in a wheelchair, locked inside his own body, because Willow was injecting him with paralytics that she got from Jen Sidwell. It all connects. Drew's first word was Willow, and he said it like he wanted to rip her head off. And remember when Drew fell into the Metro Court pool and almost drowned because the drugs were wearing off and Gio Palmieri had to save him? Drew is back to form and tormenting Alexis Davis, and Willow is just completely oblivious. She walked out of his room seconds before he spoke. If she goes to DC with Chase, Drew is going to destroy her life while she's gone. I am literally pulling my hair out trying to keep this straight. Okay, where was I? Right, so while Willow is getting rejected by Chase, her mother Nina Reeves is having her own absolute meltdown. I am so invested in it. So Nina and Jack Brennan are at Willow's house. Yes, Brennan, the guy who faked a stroke and was locked in at Turning Woods until Nina and Willow stopped dosing him with paralytics. They shared that super steamy kiss at the Brown Dog Bar on July 17, and now they are back at Willow's place, and Nina's in a robe. A robe? I am screaming. But it's not romantic, because Nina is literally yelling at him and calling him a disgusting pig. My jaw dropped. What did he do? Did they do the deed and then he said something awful? He was drinking and having dizzy spells earlier at Windermere because of all the drugs he's been on, so maybe he misinterpreted her intentions and tried to push for more? The chemistry between them is insane, but Nina looks so shocked and disgusted. I'm literally waiting for her to slap him. Or maybe they'll just start making out again, because that's how this show works. Honestly, they are both unhinged, and I kind of love them together, but calling him a disgusting pig while wearing a robe in her daughter's house? Iconic. Simply iconic. And speaking of Windermere, I can't even think about Nina and Brennan without thinking about the black box. They were literally tearing the castle apart, looking for Brennan's black box that has all the blackmail evidence against Drew. They needed to silence Drew before he talks. But some mysterious gloved figure slipped in while Nina stepped away and stole it. Who was the gloved figure? Was it someone working for Z? Was it Valentine Cassadine before he went to Geneva? Was it Anna Devane hallucinating Peter August and stealing evidence? I literally cannot sleep because of this show. I am so emotionally invested, I am actually offended by these characters' choices. Oh wait, I totally forgot to mention Molly Lansing Davis. I was so distracted by Nina's robe. Okay, so Molly is at the PCPD and she is stressed, like visibly sweating, stressed. She is talking to Mayor Laura Collins and begging for her help. Molly is in such a massive bind right now. So ADA Justine Turner, who is secretly sleeping with Sunny by the way, got taken hostage by Jen Sidwell at the Jerome Art Gallery. Sidwell literally held a gun to Justine's head until Sunny saved her by revealing, Cullum killed Marco Rios! Because of that trauma, Justine has a conflict of interest and can't prosecute Sidwell. So she dumped the biggest case of her legal career onto Molly. But Molly was supposed to go on this huge book tour with Cody Bell. She has to choose between her dream book tour and her law career. Why is Justine forcing her to do this? It's so unfair. So Molly is asking Laura for help, probably trying to find a way to bow out of the trial so she and Cody can go on the tour. I honestly feel so bad for her. She just wants to promote her book, and now she's stuck dealing with Sidwell, who is a literal psychopath who tried to kill Lucas Jones. She needs to get it together, I swear, but also someone give this girl a break. Speaking of the PCPD and Sidwell, we have to talk about Detective Joe Fitzpatrick and Ezra Boyle. I am literally obsessed with this dynamic. So Joe is interrogating Ezra at the station, and Joe is being so incredibly sarcastic. He throws his hands up and goes, "You don't have anything to hide, right?" The sarcasm is dripping off my screen. Ezra looks so annoyed. And honestly, I would be too. But Ezra is totally guilty. Okay, but listen. Remember the stakeout? Joe and Ezra were there, and Joe thought he was with Nathan West. But it was actually Cassius Faison. Cassius pulled a gun, Joe got shot, just a flesh wound, thank God, and Sidwell escaped. Ezra is the one who called 911 and saved Joe's life, which is nice and all, but Ezra also helped Sidwell escape. He is totally playing both sides. Joe knows something is up. He put an APB out on Cassius, but he is definitely onto Ezra. Ezra is sitting there acting like he's innocent, but Joe is not an idiot. I'm calling it now. Ezra is going to crack under the pressure. He is in way too deep with the WSB and Sidwell's crew. Mark my words, this is going to end badly for Ezra. Okay, and finally, we have the queen herself, Tracy Quartermaine. I honestly can't even deal with her right now. She is so iconic. So Tracy is shown sitting somewhere, the spoilers say, a courtroom, but it looks like it could be the stables with wood paneling. Honestly, who even knows what these sets anymore? But someone approaches her and asks for a favor, and Tracy just narrows her eyes and goes, "What's the catch? I'm screaming." She never does anything for free. General Hospital spoilers say all arrows point to it being Cody Bell asking for the favor. Cody is probably asking to borrow one of the Quartermaine horses to surprise James West. Poor James is so heartbroken right now because Cody had to tell him that Nathan was actually his Uncle Cassius and that he's supposedly dead. James is traumatized, so Cody is just trying to do something nice to lighten the kid up. And Tracy, despite being a total shark at the GH board meetings and fighting with Elizabeth Baldwin and Willow, actually has a soft spot. Spoilers say she grants the request. I love that for her. She can be so ruthless, especially with Brooklyn and Chase, but she loves those kids. Wait, I just realized how crazy it is that Tracy is granting favors while her whole family is imploding. Let's really dig into this because I am losing my mind. Tracy is the one who got arrested by Chase because Willow faked being pushed into the lake. Willow literally threw herself into the water to get Tracy in trouble, and Chase arrested his own grandmother-in-law. Tracy was screaming at the PCPD that Willow faked it, and now Tracy knows that Brooklyn framed Willow for Jordan's crash. The Quartermaine house is a literal war zone. If Tracy finds out that Willow is currently in that same house asking Chase to go to Washington, Tracy will not just ask what's the catch, she will physically throw Willow out of a window. I am so here for it. I want Tracy to absolutely ruin Willow. Willow has been playing the victim for way too long. She is married to Drew, she is manipulating Chase, she is fighting with Tracy, and she is hiding the fact that her mom is hooking up with a former WSB director who faked a stroke. The drama is so thick you could cut it with an... And what about Lucas Jones? I have to bring him up because he is suffering so much right now. Lucas is beating himself up because Marco Rios died for nothing over those saline syringes that Cullum used to gaslight Britt Westbrook. Britt thought she had Huntington's disease. She was injecting herself with saline. And now Britt is cleared, but Lucas is traumatized, and Sidwell literally held a gun to his head, blaming him for Marco's death. And now, Sidwell is the one Molly has to prosecute? The web of connections in Port Charles is literally insane. Everyone is connected to everyone's trauma. I was trying to explain this to my mom the other day, and she looked at me like I belonged in a facility in France, right next to Anna Devane. Oh my god, Anna Devane! She is hallucinating Peter August. She is coming back to Port Charles with deadly intentions, because her brain is fractured from being held hostage at Windermere for months. And Valentine is in Geneva talking to Z, trying to expose Cullum, while Carly is at home fighting with Sunny about her love life. Sunny is using Brick to break them up. It is all too much. My heart rate is literally elevated just typing this. Okay, where was I? I think I covered everything. Molly is stressed out of her mind. Tracy is being iconic in the stables. Joe is sarcastically tearing Ezra apart. Ezra is sweating bullets. Nina is in a robe calling Brennan a pig after making out with him. Willow is delusional, asking Chase to DC. And Lulu is dropping nuclear secrets on Sunny about Rocco being a shooter. This week is going to be so dramatic. I am calling it now. Someone is going to end up in the Metro Court pool again. Probably Willow, when Brooklyn finds out about the DC. Or maybe Brennan when Nina pushes. Mark my words. I am done. I am actually deceased. I need a nap and a glass of water.